Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to episode 100. Let's play Tyranny or Tyranny. Yeah! Paradox Encounter World. Woo! Okay. So where we were up to last time? Oh yeah, we were about to have a little chat with one of these, I believe. We just came out of that room because we wanted to chat with these and have a look around. Right. He remembers. Is it Alt? No, that's Alt. This is the old one. It's Tab. We just want to grab everything we can grab. I don't think they're going to talk to us otherwise, so... What the? Huh. Interesting. A broad shouldered woman in disfavored raiment dangles against a nearby column, suspended by her wrists. Though still garbed in iron breastplate of her unit, she is without helmet and appears unusually at ease in her compromised position. A nearby settler engages in friendly conversation with disfavored. She peers down at him, listening with dutiful patience. The last lure hooked that trout just fine, but it took the whole thing downstream with it. When the knot gave out, I wrapped the line several times, just like you said. You aren't fibbing me, are you? See what she says. Bronze should be strong enough for trout. No way the hook broke in its mouth. You probably didn't wrap the line around itself enough times. Remember what I said. It's at least 5 twists around before you loop and tie it off to form the clinch. Just try it and it'll work. And if the fish bite, I expect you to save some of that trout for me. Ah, you would. I'll give you that knot another try. It's too bad you can't just tie the D-word things yourself. What's this soldier's crime? It's hardly my place to say. Far be it for me to position like I'm a leader or a lawbreaker. The settler seems amused just to be consulted. Look like you have company. Talk later, Sophia. The settler turns to you wearing an uncertain smile. Good hunting then. As the settler turns away, the bonded soldier takes note of your approach. Faithbinder, I heard we have new compass, but I wouldn't have guessed someone of your stature. She nods as well as she can. I'd salute an officer of the court, but I'm somewhat indisposed at that moment. Well, if you're not going to salute me, then maybe you should basically have your throat cut, just saying. Remember, I'm trying to play evil. How did you end on this column? How are you still alive? Just execute you. They have, in a sense. The beast woman leader of the local pack ordered that I be strung up unto dead. Guess she didn't understand Ash's agency, so who's laughing now? Nobody wants to anger the resident Bane hunters, so the beasts must have their way. I've had plenty of time to get acquainted with the locals while I perish. It's almost a pity they're all doomed under Karas. Wow. How are you still alive? Grave Ashes protects. The General Ascent can sustain us through far more trying circumstances. She manoeuvres her shoulders and dim appropriate of a salute. My wrists are mangled and I've been tired and hungry for longer than I can remember, but I'm far, far from death's door. Settlers feed me just enough to keep going. She glanced down at the dirt encrusted armour. I'm sure I smell worse than a beastman dung heap. Ha! Through. I don't know why I laughed. A few span back after Karen was finally declared rogue, the general wanted folks looking for what made Karen lose his sanity, or his loyalty, depending on your outlook. My unit played escort for a team of Earthshakers as they retracted Karen's journey through the tears. We were headed to the Gate of Judgment and came across our Kravins, which happened to be, well, she gestured upward with her head. A middle-aged woman walks by while clutching our woven basket, giving Telso a white wave. The disfavored shoulder nods in return. Good day, Erican. She watches the passing settler before returning her attention to you. You sure seem to be on good terms with the locals. They're rather lovely folk, despite all of them being Karaz's mocking scum. Wow. Deserving slow death, she attempts a limited expression of a shrug. Where was I? We paused to investigate, only to find this nest, this hive, trespassers living with beast equals all of its abomination. No choice but to put them to the sword. We fought well, but our advance fell apart when that coward arrogant threw up his arms and surrendered. So in other words, if you live, you're going to go off and say, these people are here, and the fact that they paid me to keep quiet about it, yeah, it could get me into some trouble. So I don't think you're gonna live through this. Wrong words, just saying, wrong words. He broke ranks and left us exposed. If I hadn't been knocked senseless, I would have executed myself. Woke up, hoisted up on this wall, and I've been here ever since. Oh, I can't say anything about that. That sucks. I was hoping I could execute her. Well, I don't want to live in, so there must be a way to do it at some point, mustn't there? I don't touch this dude. What are you talking about? Jesper speaks for us. He's just across the bridge. Yeah, fine. There's no one who's going to talk to me. Master of napping, seriously. Was that kidnapping? Master of kidnapping or napping? A heavily muscled man stands next to a mixed pile of broken floor, tiles and smashed boulders. Head bent in focus, sledgehammer gripped tightly in both hands. Without breaking his gaze, he calmly extends an arm out as you approach, signaling for you to wait. In one smooth motion, he whirls the sledgehammer in a precise arc, effortlessly splitting a large green-grey boulder in two. He smiles and lets out a pleasant chuckle before turning to greet you. In other words, he's showing off. Don't like him already. Ah, Faithbinder. That explains the ruckus. His voice is in deep, a confident baritone that easily carries through the open air. Forgive my rudeness, masters of the craft. Rarely break focus if we can help it. Old habit, he smiles broadly, motioning you to come forward. Your arrival is inspected, but my forge is always open to servants of the court. I'm Jasper, master of napping, kidnapping, whichever, and this settlement is called the B-Word's Wound. I expect you're looking for its leader. No doubt someone pointed you in my direction. I know you know entering the old walls is illegal, so this little setup of yours is slightly against the law. Oh, that's me saying that. Settlements in the old world is prohibited by current law. This legitimacy of this place must be determined by a faithbinder. If you lead these people, then you must answer for the crimes committed by the settlement. I'm just one of the leaders, faithbinder. Though I have no doubt that I could oblige and legally lead these people, we do have another voice here, the Tiecaster, ward staff. He leans forward, reducing his voice to a low whisper. His kind were a touch cowardly, as I recall. He waves away the notion, dramatically speaking in a full-bodied tone again. But not him, of course. His judgment is just unsteady at times. You are ultimately correct, Faithbinder. I stand by and take responsibility for my decisions, and my people as war staff will stand by his. No doubt, the wound is a complicated place, with a tangled history in the... I'm happy to help you unravel it, if you like. A door crash interrupts the exchange. A forge helper, hands still trembling, hastily attempts to gather up the pieces of drop bowl. Nearby, several onlookers have gathered to observe the meeting and whisper nervously among themselves. Forgive them, Faithbinder. They're understandably anxious. As you know, men and women live and die by your words. These people here, all of us, in fact, are wondering what your intentions are for this settlement. Now the settlement may continue to operate independently. Settlement stretches the innocent of Kara's laws to justify its existence. The wound must provide material support for the court. But it directly violates Kara's prohibitions against old worlds and must be put to the sword. Sadija, I have questions. Justify existence, the wound must provide material support for the... I want to get to me, yeah. Players gain. Nice. He nods slowly at first, then forcefully. Yes, you are right. We can and we will. There is much that we can achieve here, and I have many ideas on how we can move forward to meet the court demands. Consider this, my first tip into the court. If we continued to prosper, perhaps there might be more. Jasper unhooks his purse from his belt, and without separating the rings, hands you the whole thing. Thank you. The excited whisperers can be heard behind you as onlookers take in the news with visible relief. A few settlers quickly escape towards different corners of the settlement, spreading word to the anxious. We aren't rich in material wealth, but the wound has incredible potential. Between the ruins above and the depths below, there are treasures to mine that we can deliver to you. It will take some effort, but with your assistance, we can deliver on that promise. On that note, if you're the time, on that note, if you're the time, is that supposed, if you have the time, I think it's supposed to say. I have a matter that could benefit from your expertise even. You may ask, but I make no promises. We don't have the luxury of trading with the top side. I could attract the wrong kind of attention instead. We craft what we need. In my case, I can make a wide variety of tools, but I can't make everything. When we were building the forges of Liverance Crossing, I had access to some of the finest chisels, tapers and abrizals. I carried only my travel kit with me. When I found myself here in the wound, I've been able to craft a few replacements, but to my chagrin, I haven't recaptured the craftsmastership. The kidnapping tools needed are rather specialized, the napping tools. And I lose sleep knowing I can't replace everything. I break. Since I've been missing, I imagine my tools were appropriate by my colleagues in the Living Crossing. Lauren will no doubt know of my whereabouts with my old tools. I could really stay on top of the work that's needed to keep this place running. Comes free. You already have my ring, Swiftbinder. In exchange for your mercy, forgive me. I will take a collection from my followers and see what they have to give. But if payment is an issue, we may be an impasse. Then teach me something you know that seems fair trade. 5 control stone skill ranks. It would take a lifetime to teach you what I know, but who am I to reject a secret knowledge? Tell you what, if you can help me out, I'll happily take time out of my day and see how good a student you are. Okay, so you might be useful. Needed are rather specialised, and I lose sleep knowing. Isn't that what you said before? Oh yeah. I'm sure this will be a simple matter for you, Faithbinder. Thank you for your assistance. Was there something else needed? Do you do here as one of Wound's leaders? I don't look the part, I know. Most of my guild huddled by the heat of their forges and stick to themselves here. I think by forge more as a heath. Everyone is invited to share in the warmth. In a practice motion, he unfastens a rag looped around his belt and wipes off traces and amounts of sweat from the already spotless brow. Perhaps that's better. Obviously, I work the forge in a place like this. That means everything, those bridges you see, my handiwork. Them knives, the weapons, everything carrying, they came from my forge. The nails holding our containers together, keeping our shelves upright, mine again. Most importantly, I created these stone sheaves to clear the water. You perhaps one of the open stone receptacles. Pride evident in his voice. First of its kind, and none too soon. When I came here, many were sick with the withering rot. The diseases in the water is a terrible way to go. But these sheaves changed things. Do the stone sheaves... How did it work? I think that was it. Trade secrets, I'm afraid. Seriously? Seriously? Trade secrets. Don't annoy me, boy. He pauses his dramatic effect, except for members of the cult. Thank you very much for that. It's really a matter of using the right combination of enchanted stones. Pulverized charcoal and a few precise stones and a precise arrangement. These materials act as a sieve in these containers. He points towards the base of one of them, drawing your attention to water dripping out of a small opening and into a collecting bowl. Anything that comes out of there is free of disease. Okay. Now this place isn't exactly bursting with precious stones, so I had to devise a substitute. Beast claws and teeth, when properly prepared, have the properties I need. Since they regrow over time, I've been able to collect the donations from our many warriors. I do prefer using stones wherever possible, though. What does the Master of Napping do? Sleep all the time. Ah, and I shall tell you. He places a hand upon his belt, runs the fingers across the many hammers, chisels and picks draped across his waist. Stopping at a simple stone hammer, Master of Napping focuses on the fundamentals of all forge work. Before you can make bronze and iron, you need a hot fire and a control space. You need stone forge. Try to get into it a bit then. He grips the belt firmly, puffing out his chest slightly as he speaks. Give me a few days and I can take a pile of rocks and fashion proper stone hammers and tools. Give me a few weeks and I can use those tools to build a worthy forge. And with that forge I can create anything you ever need. Stonework is the purest form of our craft. civilizations could be reduced to ashes and mass kidnapping would be one to reforge it. And with that, I believe it's time to end this episode. So please like, please subscribe, please tune in next week. And if you subscribe, please hit the little bell. Please share this video. Share. But IVATOPIA, hope you have a great day and see you next week when we'll continue this conversation with him. Bye everyone.